news coming out from Jeremy Fowler, ESPN. The Commanders are turning back to Taylor Heinicke as the starter for the season finale against the Cowboys on Sunday, but the rookie Sam Howell could play as well. So Carson Wentz already benched again. They're going back to Heinicke against the Cowboys.
Does Ron Rivera know they're out and that this is too little too late?
Yeah.
They've been eliminated.
Exactly. Mike, good morning. How are you, man?
Man, that's a mess, isn't it, man? God almighty. You mean to tell me you go get up here, you don't know that if we lose this game, we out of this thing, and you put Wentz back in this thing, and now you coming out talking about you going back to Heinicke? Oh. Man, that's a mess. But I'm doing pretty good, guys. I'm a little tired. I'm over in Orlando right now. I got this appearance with this corporation, this company here, and I'm sitting on my balcony, and I must admit this is a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. I just wanted you guys to know that. I don't know why.
Mike, when you go, so I did weekends way back in the day with Brian Mitchell, who you competed against, and these card shows, these appearances. I mean, I'm not trying to put your business out there, but I mean, you guys clean up. If B. Mitch was making what he made, I can't imagine what the heck you're doing at these appearances.
Well, stop imagining it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. No. Seriously. This is what's good about it, though. This is what's good about it. All of the things that go on in all of life is all somehow it commingles so well with football, because you guys have a great show. You have a great show because a lot of people put in a lot of work. Everybody get their job done to put that whole show together. So I can take the anecdotes. I can take what happens on a football field. I can take about how we go about a week to prepare for a game and talk to how companies, organizations, and corporations should be going about their week, preparing to win every week. They all commingle so well. So, yeah, I do pretty good.
Mike, how many cards or helmets or like memorabilia do you sign a year? Like, is there a point where it just feels like a month goes in carpal tunnel with how much you have to sign?
Well, there's a lot now. There's a lot of that going on, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I hadn't called a touchdown in over 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's amazing you still get paid that kind of money. But I knew that. When I was that po dude coming out of Fort Lauderdale, when I said I kind of want to control the draft and make sure I play for Dallas or New York or some team in L.A. So I was willing to lose some on the front end because I know if it goes well, you can have a back end, and it went pretty well.
Did the HOF add a significant value to everything?
Well, the right man would say, well, it's the same person. I walked in one day, came out the other with that jacket. But of course you add things on where you put a HOF. As a matter of fact, when I first got there, I kind of added something to my autograph, me personally. So as you go through it, you'll know this was all post-HOF and this was all pre-HOF.
Michael Irvin joined us here on 105 through the fan. The events from Monday night with Damar Hamlin, I know it's all secondary when it comes to the Bills and what happens and what they do. But how, as a player, do you even remotely get back to work?
Yeah, this is a different one. This is a different one, guys. And I was talking about this yesterday on Inside the NFL, where I harken back to even when I laid on the turf in Philadelphia, and I remember looking up and seeing just the fear and the worry on all my teammates' faces, and I guess that's what we saw Monday night, But those guys knew that I was going to get up and go home. I mean, they walk home, but I was going home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I may have to get in a wheelchair, but I was going home. This is a whole different thing, and we're all sitting here waiting. We're waiting on somebody to say he's going to be okay, so we can take a breath, a sigh of relief. Okay, at least he's going to be here, and then we start working on his recovery and everything. Yeah, you know what I thought about also is wow, how how big that thumbs up really is.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
How there's something little like that when you're leaving and that we throw a thumb up. We've gotten used to it and appreciate everybody clap. Okay, glad he's okay. Glad he's okay. But not getting it was like, whoa. That's just, yeah. So, man, we just got to keep praying for him. Keep praying for him.
What did you think? There's been a lot of conversation about the way the league handled it. Did they want them to get back out there, this 5-minute warm-up period? Did the coaches, did they have to be the ones to step in and say, we're not playing? How long it took for Hamlin to leave the stadium? What did you think of the way it all handled? Were you saying to yourself, were you screaming, cancel the game? What are you waiting for?
No, I was not, guys, because we've been conditioned, listen, in practice, and you guys know this. You guys have been out to practice. You've seen guys get hurt, and Jimmy or Coach, let's move it up 10 yards. Let's keep it going while they're tending to the guy on the ground. Let's move it up 10 yards. We got to keep it going. We keep it going,
Yep.
So that's been the mentality you've been trained with. But then this other element comes in where, hey, there is no moving it up, and there's no him getting up. And all of this, so that adds a whole new set of trauma to your body, to your brain, to your spirit, to your soul that you have to endure, to see that. Now, everybody's making a lot about how the thing was handled. And I think it's more so talking about Joe Buck saying the game is going to resume over how they actually handled it on the field, because from my understanding, because they had those people in the building and the people in place, that's what saved him, as opposed to what we had with the hate gatherer situations like that, because they didn't have the people on hand. So I'm thankful that they had the people on hand that can recognize it and get to doing exactly what they needed to do to get him, to get him some help right away. Because somebody told me the other day, one doctor I was listening to a talk, and she was like, every minute, it's like 10% of brain functions is lost. And that's just, oh my God, that's think about that. Every minute, 10% of brain function is lost.
Mike, was there ever a point, you have 2 sons, correct?
Yes.
Was there ever a point when I know that one is playing, but you said, I don't want them to play football, and would something like this alter your thinking about any youth kids playing?
I never said that about my kids. I never said it. I certainly heard my wife say it a couple of times. I said, baby, we can guide them in directions right now when they're young, but they're going to get old enough to make their own decisions, and we're supposed to help them reach what their goals are. So I kind of played it that way, to be honest with you. But I still never considered this. You consider bones being broken, you consider ligaments and all of those issues, but you never consider death. You really never consider death. And that's what makes this fresh and new and so different.
What do you do if you're the league to try to make this game up? Would you be cool if they just didn't play it at all?
Yeah, I think it's too much to play it. I really do. I really think it's too much to play it, because it's not just, okay, let's get the results of this game. It's also, let's go back and relive that moment. And that's what all those players are going to do. I'm not even talking about us on TV and all that we're going to have to talk about on TV and the pregame shows and all those things. I'm talking about those players reliving that trauma. I think this is one time to just keep it moving.
Mike, I don't know if you heard it, but Bart Scott was on yesterday, and he was kind of talking about T. Higgins, and some people got ticked off with the helmet and the way the collision happened. People were furious with Bart for suggesting maybe it was Higgins' fault. Did you break down the play and see anything weird? Because to us, it looked totally normal.
No, I didn't. I didn't do that, and I didn't push cash in anything towards T. Higgins or anything like that. I just, and even that same doctor, she was saying, and it was lady, she was talking about the odds, and I don't know anything. I'm not a doctor. The odds, and how astronomical those odds are that a hit at the exact same time that he's having a heartbeat or having some kind of rhythmic issue or something like that. She says the odds are astronomical. So, I don't know what happened. You just pray for him and everything. But I can't say that I think that hit was it, and I certainly can't say that it's certainly that is T. Higgins' fault.
Michael, switching to the Cowboys, do you ever look at it? How would you look at this? Would you rather play Tampa and Tom on the road, a team that's beatable maybe, or Aaron Rodgers, who you can't beat, at home?
Well, they haven't beat Tampa either.
They didn't beat Tampa this year.
I've been out here all the while, boy, and I'm telling you something. This thing has me so twisted and turned up and turned on. I don't know how to watch it during games. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute, Philly. Come on now. Come on, Minshew. Because I got the pass figured out. We go get Tampa first. We go get Tampa first, and then we're going to let we'll let those other three teams right there, somebody got to play each other. We don't want to go through all three of them, Minnesota, Philly, San Francisco. I want to let some of them play each other, and then find out who I go through after that. But yeah, I would like to go to Tom first. I would like to go to Tampa first. I don't need Aaron Rodgers coming in to AT&T Stadium where he feels his record is pretty good. I'm okay with that. I want to go see Tom.
Michael, Whitworth was on the other day. He said before we made our run, what was most important was how hot we were and how healthy we were. In the history of all your titles, was there something consistent that had to happen at the end of your regular season in terms of being on a streak, or is that overrated? What needs to happen at the end that you found as a consistent theme in your titles?
No. You want to be going. You want to be moving in the right direction. It is hella hard to do an about face.
Yeah.
And turn in the National Football League. hella hard. You want to be going in the right way. It's not just about talent. It's also about confidence. It's not that, okay, we want to win. We hope we win. We got to know we're going to win. We got to know. So that confidence going in and going down the stretch of playing well means a great deal. Don't underestimate what Philly's going through right now. This little turn, injury towards all that. That's one thing Jimmy always talks about. We want to be feeling good going into this playoff. We want to be playing well. And then you can get in here and say, boy, we worked so hard. Everything's been going great for these last 4 weeks. And they used to say this all the time. For these last 4 weeks, these playoffs and that, these last 4 weeks, each and every one of us ought to be able to be ready to hang by a tree by you know what, for what we got in front of us. That's what he used to tell us. We're ready to hang on a tree by you know what for 4 weeks. For 4 weeks to get to what we talked about all year long. And that's basically it. You want to be going in there playing well, and you look at, I got 4 weeks to play, and I'm willing to do anything for those 4 weeks.
Michael, the last 2 weeks we've had Jerry on. He has made the comparison for T.Y. Hilton to Kelvin Martin. And both times he said, not just in terms of the play style, but also said in terms of what he can be, in terms of imparting wisdom and stuff, and said that Kelvin was a big impact on you early in your career. You think that's a good comp for T.Y. there as Kelvin Martin, and how big can T.Y. be down the stretch?
No, I don't think it was a good comp. I think it was a great comp, an exceptional comp. I think it was a perfect comp because he's right, except T.Y. still got a little boost on him.
Yeah.
Calvin never had that boost on him. He never had that little boost. He never had that boost. But Kmart, he ain't lying, man. Kmart taught me so much, man, when I first got in here, to understand the game. I was struggling. Everson Walls trying to trick jam me and all of that, and I'm trying to get off the ball. Calvin came to me. He Kmart said, "Hey, man." He said, "Hey, what you doing, man?" I said, "What do you mean what I'm doing?" He said, "Man, we're trying to go around them for it." I said, "That's what you did." He said, "Listen." He said, "Look at me. Look how big you are." He said, "Man, pick your big, right through him. Just go." He said, "Just go." I said, "What?" He said, "Just go. Just go." And so that's what I started doing. I said, and that's why I came up with all of mine. You know what? He's right. I'm 210 pounds. The laws of inertia says any object hitting another object giving the same weight of size. should move the still object from a moving object to still object. So I'm going to be the movement object, and I'm only going to take half the man, so I'm going to go through one of each shoulder. And I mean, my career took off from that. I just started going through people. But he also helped you understand the game, the timing of the game. When I'm on TV and I tell people, listen, it's one thing to know how to be open, but it's better to know when to be open. Calvin teaches you all of that. He tells you, listen, man, he ain't even studying you right now. The quarterback's over here. You need that receiver to talk to everybody in the room. The quarterback's vision now is over here. You're winning on a backside route right now, and he's not even looking at you. Understand where you are in the whole progression so you can know when to be open as opposed to just knowing how to get open. He was teaching me all of this.
Great breakdown. Great to have you on again. Have fun cashing in on kissing the babies and signing that signature, and we'll talk to you next week. Be safe in Orlando. Thank you, brother.
Hey, man, absolutely, man. I'm going to tell you something, man. I talk to CY almost. I talk to him every week, man. I'm talking about so excited. I saw a picture the other day when I was leaving the network, and they had a picture of it's funny because you asked me that. They had a picture of 88, CD, and TY. And 88 was running through the end zone laughing. That you could see this was true good laughter. This was true good friendship. And I said to myself, wow, that was fast. Yeah. And I said, that's why he is a great fit for the locker room. For them to have that kind of union together, that kind of joy. I said, wow, that was fast. And I waited for that picture to come back up so I could post it, but it was on a wheel, and I had to get on that airplane, so I couldn't get the picture. So I'm going to find that picture, though. I'm going to find that picture and post it. Because to me, it said, I got me a little bit of help now to get ready and get in this playoffs from CD.